Greetings everybody. How are you today? Welcome to another Q&A meeting. If you have any question, please let me know now. Please send them in one question at a time. How is the sound, the audio? Is it okay? Can you see, can you hear me all right? I will start reading your comments and your question. Tony Yip, Satu. Kim Moon Chu, Satu. Bilim, Satu. Hontu Ajahn. Vincent Lim, Satu. Chinese character, Happy New Year to you, Ajahn. Happy New Year to you. Bilim, Satu. Kwan Patum Napa, Satu. Bilim audio, okay, thank you. Joanne Lim, Satu. Ya Chanicha, Satu. Kenneth Hunt, good morning, Tanajan, you are clear. Thank you, Professor. Patty Pamsuwong, Namasakara with my respect, Tanajan. Greetings from Bangkok, sound and video is clear. Thank you. Christopher Han, greetings. Geg Genso, good afternoon, Tanajan. Good afternoon to you all. I hope you are all well and happy and ready to discuss more about the Dhamma practices. We have about 1 hour today, just like every day. So please send in your question. Take your time. Try to be brief and precise. Punami Tan, Happy New Year, Pante. Chompu MTR, Satu. Adeline Chin, good afternoon, Tanajan. Good afternoon to you, Adeline. How's your Chinese New Year? Everybody celebrate your Chinese New Year. Get a lot of money. Have to pay a lot of money. Depends on your age, I guess. The older you get, the older you have to pay. Melanie, Satu. Metini, Satu. Gimbunchu, Satu. Sammy Riachi, hello Ajahn. Hi Sam, haven't heard you for a while. Haven't heard from you for a while. I hope everything is okay with you, especially your practice. Keep on practicing mindfulness. Mindfulness is the key, the Dhamma that will lead you to other Dhammas. Without mindfulness, you will not be able to advance. So try to maintain mindfulness at all times. Stop thinking. Be here and now. Just be merely knowing, not thinking. Know what you do, know what you say, know what you think. Don't think. Stop thinking. Just watch. Be a knower, not an actor. Tan BK, good morning, Tanajan. Happy Chinese New Year. Happy Chinese New Year to you too. Lim Ti Wui, Satu Satu. Christopher Han, question, because war exists because of consciousness, No consciousness, no world. World exists regardless of whether there is consciousness or not. Consciousness just come into the world to be aware, to experience the world. The world will always be here. The world of the four elements. The world of the water element, earth element, fire element, and wind element. They will always exist. As well as the consciousness. The consciousness is the fifth element. The sixth element is the space element. All of these elements exist. They never disappear from existence. They are always around in one form or another. Sometimes the sixth element combine to make up people and animals. Sometimes they exist alone as water element, as wind element, as fire element, as air element, as wind element. So this thing always exists. The problem is not whether they exist or not. The problem is how do we deal with them. That's the problem. How the knowing element deal with the other five elements. If it's the enlightened knowing element, they just leave them alone, leave everything alone. The knowing element just leave everything alone. If the knowing element is deluded, then it will try to arrange, try to control the other five elements, the other four elements, or the other six elements. Tan Kim Fong, Sadhu Sadhu. Sammy Riachi, I have moved to the Himalaya in India, Ajahn. Still in the process of settling down here. That's why I haven't been attending here as much as usual. Congratulations. I hope you find a quiet place to practice and if possible have good teachers and friends to practice with. We need advice from an enlightened teacher to guide the way. It will be a lot easier than practicing on our own. But nowadays you can go online and look for instruction from teachers, enlightened teachers. Tulu Pan, Namaste Ajahn, Sadhu Sadhu for your teaching. You're welcome. Savante, Sadhu, Sadhu. Kenneth Tan Kibok, greetings Ajahn, may you be well and happy. Chi Tik Singh, Sadhu. Hasana, good morning Ka Ajahn, good morning to you. Enilam, Sadhu. Terence T.H. Lee, hi Ajahn, greetings from Singapore. Thanks for your time in teaching the Dhamma. You are welcome. UOSC, Sadhu, Sadhu, Ajahn. Hua Cheng, Sadhu. Christopher Han, yes, they exist because we are aware. If we are unaware, does that mean it does not exist? They still exist. Like when you go to sleep, you're not aware of the surrounding around you. That doesn't mean they don't exist. They still exist. When we go to sleep, the world still continue on. People still fight, people still love, people still hate. Sun still goes up, sun still falls, sun still rises. Everything continue on, whether you exist or not. You are not significant in as far as the universe is concerned. Tereshi, Sadhu, Punami Tan, Ante, personal question to ask you. I have to save up to buy a house. Therefore, really budget very tight to help pay for my mother insurance because of money issues. My younger brother assumes I am not doing my duty. Even my mother feels that I am wrong, very upset that they do not understand my problem. I am devoid without a roof over me. Well, you can do rental. You don't have to buy, really. Just rent, pay your rent, and find a cheap place to live. If you want to do something for your mother, you have to think of the time when she did something for you when you were younger. Now you have to reciprocate. So don't find reason or excuses not to help her, not to do enough for her. You have to sacrifice like she sacrificed for you. The BT Namasagan Ajahn from Medan. Thank you. Kwan Ket Mani Satu. Himlata, how to eliminate fear, Prajan. Fear is caused by the desire to live. And the way to get rid of fear is to recognize the truth that we cannot live forever. Sooner or later we will have to die. So you have to contemplate on death until your mind can accept death. Then your fear will disappear. Keep telling yourself, I am subjected to death. I will die one day, either today or tomorrow or some other day. But I cannot escape from death. I will have to die. So I better accept death because it's the truth that will happen. When you see this, you might be able to get rid of your fear. Trandy Wu, good afternoon, Dhanajai. Greetings from Queensland, Australia. Greetings to you. Punami Tan, can Pante advise me, my younger brother, find me as useless sister? Well, whether you're useless or not is not what they think. It's what you do. If you do something useful, then you won't be useless. If you don't do anything useful, then maybe you can be useless. But you cannot stop people from evaluating you any way they want. They can think you are useless. They can think you are useful. You cannot stop them from thinking like that. So don't worry about what other people say. Worry about what you really are. If you are useless, then you have to try to make yourself useful. Then you won't be useless. If you are useful and people call you useless, that's their problem. As long as you know that you are useful, then it's good enough. Sandy Lim, good day, Ajahn. Thanks so much for sharing the Dhamma with us. Satu. Te Seng Hin. Tan Ajahn, good afternoon. Greetings from Malaysia. Thank you for your guidance and advice. You're welcome. Brownie Nguyen. Do Dhamma projector exists in Theravada Buddhism? Yes, in Buddhism we have Samkhara, or thought formation. These are the projector of Dhamma and everything else. Dhamma comes from your thoughts. So your thought is the one that created the Dhamma. Samkhara, the creator of your thoughts, is the creator of the projector of the Dhamma. Sammy Riachi, dear Ajahn, I have noticed that I spend a lot of time on fixing the environment. Around me, like when I got here, my room was in bad shape, so I started renovating it so I could be more comfortable here. Is this effort completely useless on our path? Are we better off focusing completely on the practice to the exclusion of our material comfort? Yes and no. You have to do 50-50 of both. You have to fix your environment so it is livable. Once it is livable, then if it's already livable, then you shouldn't spend too much time on it. But if you need to fix it, just fix it so that you can live and not be a hindrance to your practice. But don't let the fixing becomes a hindrance in itself. So you have to balance the two, your environment and your practice. Don't spend too much time on your environment. If you have to spend it, spend just enough just to get by. And then try to focus more on your practice. Sometimes you can be sidetracked or distracted to do other things other than your practice. So don't lose track. Don't lose your practice. Your practice is your main priority. But if other things are hindrances, then you have to clear them. If they don't pose as a hindrance, then you should just leave them alone. เมื่อไรพรกราบนมัสการท่านอาจารย์ from Bangkok ภาสนา if the knower can see the emotion, it means that the knower have to watch until the mind has no emotion in order to stop rebirth. Is it right? The mind has to stop reaction to emotion. The mind should be merely knowing and let the emotion rise and cease by itself without having to react to them. Brownie Nguyen, protector. I see, not projector. I'm sorry. Well, you are your own protector, the Buddha said. Attahi atano nato. You are your own refuge. You are your own protector. So you have to protect yourself with Dhamma, with the practice of mindfulness and wisdom. Punami Tan Pante. I have been renting this few years. As age is catching up, I no longer can continue to rent outside, but to buy a cheaper house as my roof. May elder brother understand my situation and ask me to take good care of myself. Thanks, Bante. You're welcome. Mikey LKF, good day, Ajahn. Thank you for providing direction toward my practice from Singapore. You're welcome. Okay. No more comment, no more question yet. So I'll take a drink while waiting for more questions to come in. The goal of our practice is to teach the mind to let go of everything, not to cling on, have any attachment to anything, because this can cause the mind suffering. If the mind let go and not cling to anything, then there will be no suffering in the mind. Question from Alvin, Singapore. I refer your post on making adhitthana to free oneself from worries, stress, anxiety, fear, and loneliness. May I know the method on how to make meditation to achieve the result? The method is mindfulness. You have to stop your thinking, because your thinking is the one that creates stress and worries. So you have to stop your mind from thinking by reciting a mantra to counter your thoughts. When you get up in the morning, as soon as you get up in the morning, start reciting the mantra. Bhutto, 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 Bhutto. Don't let your mind think. When your mind don't think, then the stress and anxiety cannot arise. But if you have to think, then you have to watch that you only think about things that you have to think, like what you have to do, for instance. And then stop thinking as soon as you finish what you have to do. And then come back and recite the mantra, Bhutto, Bhutto. Don't let your mind think aimlessly or without any purpose, because you will start to think in terms of stress and anxiety. And when you have time not to do anything, just sit down and close your eyes and keep continuing reciting Bhutto, Bhutto, Bhutto. Or watch your breath if you can, to stop your mind from thinking, to make the mind still. Then you'll find peace and happiness. Stress will disappear from your mind temporarily. When you come out of meditation, continue on with your mantra. Do this all the time. The more you can do it, the less the stress and anxiety will arise. Chonburi Lo, Sadhu Sadhu. Sami Veachi, for example, the floor here isn't even and I practice yoga, so is it too much to invest in a new floor so that at least it's even for your... I guess if it's a hindrance to your practice, then you have to get rid of it somehow. But maybe when the floor is ready to meditate, you might not want to stay there anymore. You get tired of the place and you want to move to a new place. That usually is the problem. So you have to be careful how your mind can trick you to do a lot of things. And then when you have finished doing what it wants you to do, then you start to demand for some other thing. So you have to make sure that you're not being tricked by your defilement. Try not to do anything, just meditate as it is first, see how it works out. And then maybe if you find you cannot really meditate because of this or that, then fix this or that problem. But don't think of it first. Don't do it before you find out whether it is really a problem or not. Because lots of time, the problem is not to meditate, not want to meditate, want to do something else. Once you have done something and you're ready to meditate, your mind will want to go some other place, for instance. I've seen a lot of this example with other monks. When they get to a place, they try to fix it up. But after staying there for a little while, they get tired of it. They want to go to a different place, a different reason for them to come up. So this is the problem. Your defilement try to avoid meditation, try to avoid practice. So you have to be really sure that you really have to do it. If you don't really have to do it, try to live with it and concentrate more on your practice. Better. Brownie Nguyen, hi Thanajan, let me ask my question again. It was a typo and my video stopped, so I wasn't able to hear you. I wanted to know if Dhamma protectors exist. It's mentioned in Tibetan Buddhism, like they protect the Dhamma and can protect you and grant wishes or prayers. It doesn't seem to fall in line with the teaching of the Dhamma, right? There is some Dhamma we call in Theravada, we call merit. Buddha said in the Mangalana Sutta, to have performed past good karma is a blessing. Your good karma sometimes will protect you, sometimes will assist you. So this is what I think in Tibetan means. The past good karma that you have performed will, if they bear fruit, will help you, will protect you sometime, but not all the time. You cannot rely only on your past good karma to protect you. you also need your present good karma, which is mindfulness and wisdom, which you have to develop. So this is what I think the the, the, the Dhamma protector means. It means the good karma that you have performed in the past. When they bear fruit, they can assist you and they can help you and protect you sometimes. But not always. So don't rely on your past good karma only. You also have to rely on your present good karma, which is the practice of dana, sila, and pavana. กวดแมนโลสาธุ Patty Pramsuwong, thank you for your teaching, Ajahn. That's very useful for me. You're welcome. CG Lim, good afternoon, Ajahn. So glad to be hearing your Dhamma teaching again. May I ask if I attend a set dinner which was set up by another person, and the host has a fish which was killed for me for the set menu? Am I breaking the first precept by eating the fish when I know about it before the fish if dish was served? Please advise. Thank you so much for your advice and teaching, Sadhu. No, you're not breaking the first precept if you eat the fish, because you did not kill the fish yourself or ask someone to kill it for you. If you ask someone to kill it for you and cook the fish for you, then you are breaking the precept. But if someone just happen to want to serve you fish and they kill and cook the fish themselves without you knowing your knowledge, then you're not breaking the first precept. So don't worry about it. Like monks, we have people giving us meat. We don't know how this meat come about. Whether they buy it from the market or they go catch the animal and kill the animal themselves and then serve as food for us. We don't know. So we have nothing to do with the breaking up the first precept. So you can be quite sure that you're not breaking any precept. But with monks, if some lay people kill a chicken and then cook it for food and give it to us, but before giving us the food, the lay person said, "We did this for you, exclusively for you." If that's the case, the monk are supposed to decline this offer, even though the monk does not break the precept. The monk doesn't want to encourage people to kill for the monks. So with monks, we have to decline. If someone told us that they killed this animal and cook the food for us exclusively, then we cannot accept that food. But if it's something that they do normally for themselves and other people, and then they share this food with us, then it's okay for us to accept. Question from Duong Chan. I practice meditation and sometimes I can't feel my breath. What should I do? Just keep watching the emptiness of the breath. Just remain mindful and not think and stop thinking. Try not to think. As soon as you think, you should stop it. Just keep watching the thought instead. If you cannot watch your breath, then watch your thoughts, which might be thinking of something, then you should stop it. Eli Hassan, good day, Ajahn. Sammy Reachi, you are so right, Ajahn. I can meditate and sleep without issue. It's only the yoga practice that is being hindered. And I also have this issue. I'm always moving too much from here to there and always fixing. That's right. This is the way of avoiding meditation practice, by finding some other works to do. Lim say Lim Ti Wui. I am able to look at my breathing quite easily while meditating. Should I go on to practice anapanasati meditation? Yes, if you can watch your breath, then continue on watching your breath. But the important thing is not to think about anything at the same time. Stop thinking and just merely focusing, watching your breath. Then your mind will become more calmer and eventually it will become still and peaceful and happy. Punami Tan, Pante, can you believe my own younger brother told my mom she should have disowned me long time ago. He feels that I am not a filial daughter. My mother agreed and told me she should have strangled me to death when I was born. I really got shocked. How can my real mother tell me off? Just because she was angry, that's all. Don't pay any attention to her. She loved you, that's why she raised you. But now she might be a little bit disappointed with you, not doing enough for her. So try not to try not to be bothered by what she said, but try to do more for her, even though she might be angry at you now. Look at what she had done for you. Don't think about what she said. Think about what she had done for you and try to pay back what she had done for you. Johanna Lee, good afternoon, Tanajan. Is the kind of clinging to want to be around nature a good clinging? My mind is calm when I'm around nature, Tanajan. This is good clinging. The Buddha said for us to seek seclusion in a quiet place, like in the forest, for instance. So yes, there are good clingings and there are bad clingings. Bad clingings are clinging to people and things. Jenny Lim, good afternoon, Tanajan. Good afternoon. Adi Aha Satu, Pasi Chung Satu, Ko Hong Satu. Aseng, greetings Rajan and everyone. May all be happy and liberated. Thank you. Michael Saw Satu. Christopher Han. Been reading the sutta. Usually start with, thus have I heard of monks. Listen to what I am going to say. In that sense, by listening we can be enlightened. During the Lord Buddha time, he went from place to place teaching Dhamma. Lord Buddha called all of us Savaka. From here I conclude it is best to listen to Dhamma, as the listener of Dhamma, Savaka. You need to listen to Dhamma, and if you don't get enlightened, then you need to practice to become enlightened. For some people, they have practiced enough already, so when they heard the Dhamma, they could become enlightened right away. But if for someone else who listened to the Dhamma teaching and could not become enlightened, it means they need more practice. They need more practice of mindfulness, samadhi, and wisdom. Pauline Soon, Satu, Satu. Ramsa JW, Satu. Kwan Lee Man, dear Ajahn, with respect, I am going for meditation retreat tomorrow in a monastery for a few weeks. I will remember Ajahn advices in the practice. Thank you very much, Satu. Yes, focus on your practice and try to do as little as possible other things. Do only you have to. If you are required to do, then do it. If you're not required to do, then try not to do anything, but practice meditation, sitting and walking meditation, and studying the Dhamma teaching. A little bit, not much, but you need some Dhamma to encourage you, to inspire you while you practice also. Johanna Lee, Satu Tanajan. Sokia Ki, Satu Satu. Su Cho Wai, Satu. Yeah. The defilement is very deceptive. The defilement will try to stop you from practicing by creating excuses, creating other commitments to stop you from meditating. So try to get rid of all these excuses and these commitments, because the real commitment that we should commit ourselves to is the practice for the liberation of the mind from suffering. This is the real commitment. This is the real endeavor that we are supposed to be doing, not other tasks. Other tasks are only auxiliary or secondary to support our main objective, which is the practice for the liberation from suffering. It is not easy to come across the teaching of the Buddha, and not easy to be born as a human being at the same time. If we could be born as a human being and come across the teaching of the Buddha, then it's considered very, very fortunate. Not things that don't really easily happen. So when we have this human birth and we have come across the teaching of the Buddha, then we should commit ourselves to the study of the teaching and then to know what we need to practice. Once we know, then we should start doing the practice. Forget about everything else. Everything is not important. Everything are all illusion. They disappear sooner or later. People and things. What is important is the mind, liberated from suffering. Right now, our mind is being oppressed by our own suffering, and the only thing that can free us is to practice the Dhamma practice. So, if you don't know what the Dhamma practice is, then you should study the Dhamma teaching of the Buddha. After you have studied, then you'll know what to practice, what to do. Namely, to practice charity, to practice morality, and to practice meditation. Chandisara, my good afternoon, Ajahn from Mahasarakam. My cat is gone. I'm sad, but I'm okay now because Ajahn teaching, I understand everything is gone. Thank you, Ajahn. You're welcome. Everything is temporary, and they can cause you suffering when you lose them. So don't spend too much time. Don't cling to anything. Don't lose your time with things and people. You lose your time with meditation practice. Lose your time with the study of the teaching of the Buddha. Sami Vyashi Ajahn, I struggle a lot with forgiveness and letting things go. When someone hurts my feeling, it stays with me for a long time, sometimes many years. How to deal with this? You should use the mantra when it comes up. Every time you think of the past, think of something that made you angry, you should keep reciting the mantra, Bhutto, Bhutto, until it stops coming up. As soon as it comes up, keep reciting the mantra. Eventually, it will not come up again if you can use the mantra to stop it. Or you can use wisdom and say, let bygone be bygone. Things are already gone. Why burden your mind with things that don't happen anymore, that don't exist anymore? The only person you are hurting is yourself, not anybody else. Kenny Lee, dear Ajahn, greetings from Kuala Lumpur. It is okay to focus on strong body sensation as an object while react reciting Bhutto. Kindly advise. Many thanks for your teaching. Yes, when you sit and you start to have painful body feeling, then you should concentrate on your mantra and leave the painful feeling alone. If you can focus and concentrate on reciting the mantra your mind will eventually let go of the painful feeling, and the painful feeling will not affect the mind. The mind will remain peaceful and calm, even though the body might be experiencing painful feeling. Sapru Chai, Namaskaram to Ajahn. Enilam Sadhu, Sadhu. The mantra is very useful to calm your mind, to free your mind from anguish, anxiety, and stress. When you feel stressful, just keep reciting the mantra for a while. I guarantee you, if you can continue on doing it for a while, you'll forget about everything else. And everything that caused you to have stress will not bother your mind no longer. So keep reciting the mantra until the stress disappears. And as soon as the stress returns, recite more mantra. Keep doing this, and then you will be able to control your stress, although it might be temporarily. If you want to control or eliminate your stress permanently, the next step is to use the 3 characteristics of existence. Teach your mind that everything that you cling to is impermanent. It will cause you suffering, dukkha. It is not things that you can control. It's anatta. Once you see them as being anicca, dukkha, anatta, then you let go of your clinging, your attachment, your desire for them. Then they will not cause you any dukkha or suffering or stress. Okay, I think I've passed this question here. Chi Chin Chun, sorry. The Ajahn, what should I do when I have a very busy schedule for whole week? By the time I am done working, I am that tired to focus in meditation. In such event, what can I do? Thank you. You have to reduce your working hours by reducing your expenses. Try to curb your expenses, reduce your expenses. When you have less expenses, then you don't have to work as hard. But if you have very high, very big expenses, then you will have to work until you will have no time for other things. So I think you have to learn to live simply, learn to live frugally. Try to use cheap stuff rather than expensive stuff. They serve the same purpose. Food, whether it's expensive food or cheap food, they serve the same purpose of filling up the body, of getting rid of the hunger of the body. So if you want to have more time, then you should reduce your expense. Then you can reduce your working hours. Then you will have more time to do other things. Kenny Lee. Okay, I answered these questions. Okay, Chi Chin Chuan, I just answered your question. This is the second time you sent in. So we Tan, greetings Thanajan. There's Sui from Vancouver, BC, Canada. Can you please briefly explain to us again the contemplation of Dhamma in Satipatthana Sutta? Thank you. The contemplation of Dhamma is the practice, like practice dana, practice sila, practice bhavana. These are all Dhamma in the Satipatthana Sutta. So you want to check whether you are charitable or not. Are you keeping the precept or not? Are you practicing mindfulness or not? Are you practicing samadhi or not? Are you contemplating on anicca, dukkha, anatta or not? These are all Dhamma in the Satipatthana Sutta. So actually you don't have to worry too much about the Dhamma in the Satipatthana. You just have to practice the Dhamma. And the Dhamma in the Satipatthana will be there. See? So if you practice mindfulness, then you have the Dhamma in the Satipatthana Sutta. If you practice Samadhi, you have Dhamma in the Satipatthana Sutta. If you contemplate on the Four Noble Truths or the three characteristics of existence, you have the Dhamma in the Satipatthana Sutta with you. This is what the Buddha wants you to check, to make sure that you have the Dhamma inside you. When you investigate the nature of the body as a supa, you have Dhamma in the Satipatthana Sutta. Christopher Hahn, are you able to tell or share more on Buddhadasa, Bhikkhu, and Sunmo? Thank you. I think you will have to look up in the website. There are lots of information in the Buddhadasa website. Just search the name Buddhadasa and Sunmo, and you'll get a lot of information there. I've never met or been there, so I cannot really give you any information about this. I'm sorry. Tae Seng Hien, Ajahn, is loving and caring too much for our family member a form of clinging? Thank you. There is two types of love and care: love with clinging and love without clinging. How you differentiate? Well, you differentiate by whether you have the thought behind you, knowing that sooner or later the people that you love and care will have to be separated from you one day. So this is how you will differentiate from clinging or not clinging. If you know that they are anicca, dukkha, anatta, you can still love them and care for them. But you know sooner or later they will have to pass away, or you will have to pass away. Then this is not clinging. So it's just a matter of whether you have the wisdom or not. If you have wisdom, then you don't care. You don't cling to them. If you don't have wisdom, you will cling to them. You can love and care for people, but you have to have wisdom to know that sooner or later you will have to lose them, or they will have to lose you. Then there will be no clinging. Catherine Wynne, Satu, Satu. Okay. We have about 10 more minutes left, 11 more minutes left in our meeting today. You can still send in your question now if you are typing your question. I'm waiting to answer your question. See, there's two types of love in Buddhism. Love with clinging or possessing, and love without possessing. Love without possessing we call metta or loving kindness. We love people, but we don't possess them or own them. We leave them alone, let them be. They want to do anything, they want to be anything. We are happy with what they want to do and what they are. But we don't cling to them. This is love in Buddhism. Love without possession. You don't possess what you love. You take care of what you love and have what you love achieve what they want to become, to be happy. Chi Chin Chuan, dear Ajahn, is it true if we chant Chittabancha Parita, Mora Parita, and Ratana Parita, we can protect ourselves from evil spirit and harmful events? Yes, because the harmful spirit comes from your own mind. When you chant this, you can chant any sutta really. when you chant, your mind will become calm. When your mind become calm, it cannot create any evil spirit. So yes, if you're thinking about the evil spirits within yourself, within your own mind, then chanting any type of sutta can prevent your mind from creating this evil spirit to harm you. Sami Riachi. Dear Tanajan, there are people who know that we will not react, so they keep on abusing us non-stop. Is it okay to react just to make them stop their insistent abuse? It's better to avoid them than to react to them because you can create more reaction from them. So it's better just to remain calm or just try to avoid them if you can. But don't react to them because then they can react back to you again. Eventually they will stop if you don't react to what they do. Anatta, Bhante, how do I know if my meditation of breath has improved? Thanks, Bhante. When your mind becomes calmer, more peaceful and more happy, then you are advancing, improving. If you can remain in meditation longer, and while you are in meditation, you are happy, then you are improving. Lim Ti Wui, thank you for explaining loving with and without clinging so clearly. Sadhu, sadhu. You're welcome. No matter what you do, try to think of everything as impermanent. Whatever you do, they don't last forever. Whatever you do for other people, they don't last forever. So then once you see impermanent in everything, then you stop clinging to anything. Try to contemplate, try to look at everything as anicca, impermanent, constantly changing, rising and ceasing, appearing and disappearing, coming and going. This is the nature of things around us, and we cannot force them to remain the same or be with us all the time. Shayam Gurong Sadhu, Ali Hassan, thank you, Tanajan, for today's teaching. I keep on practicing Buddha Dhamma in daily as being taught. Sadhu, sadhu, you're welcome. Try to keep practicing the Dhamma teaching every day. A little dana, a little precept, a little meditation. Then increase them as you advance. Keep the precept more, practice more. And then eventually you'll be practicing all the time. And you'll keep everything that you don't need to keep away, because it's useless to keep anything when you don't need it anymore. It's better to give it to someone who might need it. Make them happy. And in this way, it will make you feel happy also. So keep on practicing regardless of the level that you are in. You can still keep chant, you can still practice dana, you can still practice keeping the precept, you can practice mindfulness, walking meditation, sitting meditation, contemplating on the three characteristics of existence. These are practices that we should try to practice as much as possible. Trendy sadhu, sadhu. Okay, we have about 5 more minutes left. So if you want to ask any question, you have to type it down and send it in. Because in a few more minutes, I will have to stop this meeting. And then you will have to wait and send in your question next week. Te Seng Hin. Ajahn, thank you for your explanation and guidance. May you stay safe and stay healthy. Sadhu, thank you. Ali Hassan, I will Tanajan. Sadhu. The more practice, the more you will become capable of practicing more and more, because practice will help push you to do more practice. Because when you practice, you will start to reap the fruit of your practice, and then you will be inspired by the fruits that you have attained to. Then you want to practice more and more. So try to overcome the hindrance that prevent you from practicing. Try to get rid of the obstacle that prevent you from practicing. Put practicing the teaching of the Dhamma as the goal of your life. If you can do this, then I'm pretty sure that you will sooner or later reap the fruits of your Dhamma practice, either becoming enlightened at one of the 4 levels of enlightenment. Brownie Nguyen, thank you for your time. Be well and safe. You're welcome. Chi Chin Chuan, dear Ajahn, I see many people donate cooked food every day, every Sunday. How do you deal with food wastage? There's no wastage because there are lots of people who are without food, and they wait at the end of our line to receive the food from us. So all the extra food that we have, we give them all away to poor people who have no food to eat every day. Pasana should have said, unfortunately, they didn't show you the line of people standing in line to wait to receive the food from us. I think I should ask the people who shot the video to show you this picture also. Saying prajan for a person who engages in thought and emotion incessantly. Besides anapanasati, what else can we advise? Use the mantra Bhutto, 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 or do chanting. This will stop your mind from thinking a lot. Pasana, thank you, I will do. Sadhu. James Ong, greetings Ajahn. Kim Echua, Sadhu. Priscilla Tan, greetings Ajahn and everyone. May all be well and happy. All right, I think that's about it for today. Thank you very much for your joining this meeting. I hope you can benefit from this meeting somewhat and help you advance in your path to enlightenment. In the meantime, please be safe, stay well, be happy, be mindful all the time, and keep on practicing. If all goes well, I will see you again at the same time next week, or somewhere around here, around the same time. I cannot tell you the exact time, but I try to be around here at around this time next Sunday. Thank you and goodbye.